This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, it's Monday, so that means we're looking at a solo, and this is quite a short one, but if I had to make a list of guitar solos that were perfect in the way they are played and executed and just perfectly conceived, then this one would be, I think, pretty near the top of that list. It's courtesy of this chap, and what's coming next is the solo, and then a bit of an explanation about why I think it is such a perfect example of melodic guitar playing that just fits the song beautifully, and what is also so clever about the chords that it's played over. Anyway, here it is. Okay, one of the shorter solos that we've looked at in these videos, but there is absolutely tons you can learn from it, not only in the lead guitar side of things, but also a lot you can learn about writing an effective chord sequence to underpin a solo, and or a song for that matter. So let's have a look at the chord sequence. It begins with F, then goes to an F sharp diminished seventh, then G minor, then D diminished seventh, then A minor, then B flat to B flat minor, before resolving back to F again. Now, if you're going to describe this chord sequence as being in the key of anything, then it's in the key of F. You can see the F, G minor, A minor, and B flat come from the key of F major. But we've still got that F sharp diminished seventh, the D diminished seventh, and the B flat minor chord to kind of justify why are they there. Well, let's look at it like this. It's all about tension and release. It's all about bringing in chords from outside the key of F major to make the chords that we have in the key of F major sound, more resolved and more satisfying. And that begins in the first couple of bars where we have the F to the F sharp diminished seventh. That's a very tense and unsettled sounding chord. But when you reach the G minor that comes after it, it sounds more resolved. Just listen to that. That's a pleasing cadence to finish on that G minor chord there. So why does that F sharp diminished seventh give us that effect? Well, it's all to do with the G minor chord. Basically, you can look at it, as you can see, from being in the key of F, but it's also from the key of G harmonic minor, and that's based on a G harmonic minor scale like this. And F sharp diminished seventh is one of the chords that you can generate from the notes of that scale, which is why that diminished chord works so well going to the G minor chord. And we get the same sort of trick being done next, where we have the D diminished seventh going to an A minor. Now, D diminished seventh, quick little bit of information on diminished seventh chords. How they're made up is just basically of notes that are all 3 frets or 3 semitones apart. So D diminished seventh has the note of D, F, G sharp, B, and then you're back to D again. So I could take that D diminished seventh and move it up 3 frets, and every note in the chord has moved up to another note in the same chord. And you could probably call it an F diminished seventh there. And if I was to move it up another 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, like that, it's now a G sharp diminished 7th, okay, even though it's got the same notes, because, as I say, you move the chord up 3 frets, every note in the chord has moved up to another note in the same chord. So that D diminished 7th, we can effectively describe it as a G sharp diminished 7th, going to the A minor, doing exactly the same little harmonic minor resolution thing that we saw with the F sharp diminished to the G minor. It's the same thing, basically. So what's happening is we're going from the G minor to the A minor via one of the chords from the key of A harmonic minor, which sets up that sort of tension and release thing again. Next up we have a B flat major chord, which is the 4 chord from the key of F, and then we do a standard little songwriting trick of changing the B flat major to a B flat minor. We're effectively borrowing the B flat minor chord from the key of F minor. It's a technique known as borrowed chords, or modal interchange it's sometimes called. Did a video about it last, I think Saturday before last, so it's just a handy little songwriting trick. And once again, what it does is you get the B flat chord and then B flat minor. That sets up a kind of slightly unresolved, unsettled kind of feel, which is resolved when you hit the F chord at the end. It's about making that F chord sound more satisfying when you land on it. So that's the chord sequence. Now let's have a look at the lead guitar part. We start over the F major chord with an F major pentatonic lick, like that. Then next chord that comes along is the F sharp diminished 7th. Remember diminished 7th chords? They have notes that are all 3 frets apart. So if I go F sharp, up 3 frets takes me to A, up another 3 frets takes me to C, and then up another 3 frets takes me to D sharp, and then another 3 takes me to F sharp again. 2 of the notes in that chord are the A and the C, which is exactly the pair of notes that he plays over that chord. So you've got the opening F major pentatonic lick, which actually finishes on an A note, and then he just grabs the C note here, like that, and you know, the A and the C together come from that F sharp diminished chord. Next up, what we do is we just noodle around just a quick little lick on the F major pentatonic, which finishes on a G note for the G minor chord, which is next. There we go. Next chord that comes along is the D diminished 7th, and he simply plays an arpeggio of that chord, just the notes from the chord. B, G sharp, F, D. Okay, then we have an A minor chord, which is next, and he plays the C note from the A minor chord, okay, like this, and he uses a B, which is a semitone below it, as just as basically a neighbour tone, or a poggiatura, if you want the, you know, the textbook term for it. So it goes. And then the next chord is the B flat, and interestingly, he plays the same 2 notes again, the B and the C. Okay, the B should sound very dissonant over the B flat chord, but he doesn't hang around on it for particularly long. You know, it's there as a colour tone basically. And he also moves the first C note down an octave, so this time it's. And then we have a little run. This is the we're now arriving at the B flat minor chord, where remember I said he borrowed that chord from the F minor key, just as a little bit of colour. Well, he just plays an F minor scale run, which goes C, B flat, A flat, F, G, and then G, A flat, and then resolve on the A note and into the F chord at the end of the solo. So that little run goes like that. Very, very clever use of note choices over a very cleverly written chord sequence. It's just, you know, the perfect marriage of an interesting chord sequence with, you know, kind of well-chosen notes placed over the top of it to make, I think, an iconic solo. And as I say, try and learn and incorporate some of the little tricks that you've seen at work here in your own songwriting and solos, and you're going to start sounding good, and you're going to have a lot of fun. And of course there is a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with that little clip that you saw there of me demonstrating the solo and explaining it, along with the jam track to play along with for yourself, and that's all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, and that's just a special little thank you for all of my Patreon supporters. Thank you everyone for supporting me on the platform, much appreciated. I'm so grateful I can't tell you. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful and informative, and if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not give me a like while you're at it. If you're interested in supporting the channel, as I say, there's the whole Patreon thing, $3 a month, and you get all of the additional resources that go along with these YouTube lessons, and a couple of other nice little exclusive Patreon benefits as well. Or there are all kinds of other ways that you can help me keep the lights on around here. You can enroll on courses, you can buy a Fret Zealot and get a little bit of money knocked off that, or you can buy a gift for a loved one, some of my lovely wifey's genuine gemstone handmade jewellery. All of the links are down in the description. Thank you so much if you're supporting me already like that, and thank you in advance if you're thinking about doing so. And with that, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you for watching, thank you for your time, look after yourselves folks, stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.